All right. Well, thank you so much, Jess and Cassie, and whoever will be joining us or watching the recording. I'm so happy that you're here tonight. My name is Julie. I'm a good friend of Jess's, and I couldn't be more excited to share this information with you. Hopefully, you can see the screen, and just really to share what we have tonight. We are passionate about this, and we're going to cram a lot of information into 30 minutes. So just hold on tight. Jess and I are a part of an amazing group called the Healthy Living Revolution, where we really are a community that's come together to help individuals and families take their health back in ways that are simple, doable, and fun. So the reason that we're excited is because we've learned that there are two startling trends that are happening in our world today. I guess I shouldn't say excited. I guess I should say passionate. But the first is that our environmental toxins are increasing. So whether this is with products you're putting on your skin, food that you're eating, water you're drinking, pharmaceuticals you're taking, air that you're breathing, we are exposed to so many more toxins today than our grandparents, and of course even more than our grandparents' parents. And at the same time that our environment is becoming much more toxic, our food quality has severely decreased. So I love this image because this guy is in the center aisle of the grocery store, and I learned about 6 years ago, I made this big switch to stop looking at calories and fat and to start looking at ingredients. And I couldn't believe that really most of what I was eating wasn't food, it was food-like products. Many ingredients I couldn't pronounce, I didn't even know what they were. And so it was very eye-opening for me. Now I aim for less than 5 ingredients and only ingredients that I can pronounce. But the truth is that our food should be one of the first things that's defending us against this increase in toxicity. And unfortunately, it's contributing to that. Quite a bit. It's full of preservatives, flavor enhancers, pesticides, trans fats. We're really kind of at the beginning of figuring out what this food is really doing to us. So this is Dr. David Katz. He's the head of prevention at Yale. I actually got to hear him speak a few weeks ago. He was literally the most brilliant person I've ever heard speak. But he shared a few years ago that this may be the first generation of children to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. Since he's made this quote, it's actually been proven true. If we do not make changes, this will be the first generation to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that's why we're on the call tonight. I think we're going to make the necessary changes. But that's really eye-opening because in all of documented mankind, we've always lived longer. So here we are with more medical advances than we've ever had before, and we have a life expectancy that's moving backwards. So I feel like this needs to be on the news every night. Like, what is going on? We need to figure this out. By age 12, many of our children have developed the beginning stages of hardening of the arteries. 1 in 3 children is obese, 1 in 3 will develop diabetes, and more than 25% take prescription drugs on a regular basis. So this is Dr. Bill Sears. He's known as America's pediatrician, and he shares that really as adults we aren't doing any better. 1 in 3 people live with some form of cardiovascular disease. 1 in 3 women will have cancer, and 1 in 2 men will have cancer. I just feel like I have to repeat that. 1 in 3 women will have cancer, and 1 in 2 men will have cancer. I don't like putting it out there because I don't want us to expect anything negative. But again, I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. And I've been in this community now for 4 years. I've been saying this stat for 4 years. And I can tell you in the last year of my life, I'm seeing this change. And it's very, very scary. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 3 is obese. But we're done with all the negativity now. We're on the call because of this huge quote down here: 75% of all chronic disease is preventable. And there are diseases that we're dealing with today that are genetic diseases that we don't have any control over. But there are many Americans dying of lifestyle-related diseases. And that's what we want to talk about. What can we do to help prepare our bodies to be able to fight this increase in toxicity and to be able to avoid some of these diseases? So oxidative stress is linked to poor health. Well, what is oxidative stress? Well, it really is the aging of your cells. It's the internal aging. In fact, as we get wrinkles on our face, it's really just the external sign of oxidative stress. And we all have oxidative stress. If you're breathing, you have it. And actually, if you're doing bad things or if you're doing good things, it can cause even more oxidative stress. For example, exercise can cause more oxidative stress. Lack of sleep because of children can cause more oxidative stress, along with smoking and drinking too much alcohol. So whether it's good or bad, we all have it, and we all have an increase of it during certain seasons of our life. And our best defense against this aging of our cells, which is the root of all disease, oxidative stress is the root of all disease, is antioxidants. So to kind of explain it in layman's terms, if you take an apple and you cut it open and that flesh is exposed to the air, it begins to oxidize. It begins to brown, to rust, to age. We've all seen it. But if you take an antioxidant or lemon juice and you squeeze it over the flesh of the apple, you know that delays the aging process. And the same thing happens inside of our bodies. These antioxidants neutralize the free radicals that are causing this oxidative stress and this cell damage. So we need as many antioxidants as we can, a plethora of them, and we all know where we get them, right, from fruits and vegetables. But today's mass-produced produce packs a much less nutritional punch. And there's two big reasons for this. The first is soil depletion. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but if you're curious, you should Google it. You should know about it. The second is that it's mass-produced. I can drive up to Schnucks up the street and really access any fruit or vegetable I want, but over 80% of the nutrition comes into the plant, into the fruit or vegetable within the last 24 to 48 hours of ripening on the vine. If you're a mom, you know the longer your baby is in utero, the longer they're connected to you, the better they are. And it's the same thing with our fruit and vegetables. They're the baby of that plant. And we pick them about 3 to 4 weeks before they're ripe. Our tomatoes are ripening in a truck with gas, not even ripening, just changing colors. And we're buying green bananas at the grocery store. So this image really says it all. This is the iron content that was present in a bowl of spinach in 1953. In 1997, you had to eat 43 bowls of spinach to get the same iron content that you got from one bowl in 1953. And that's just iron. We're not talking about all of the other thousands of ingredients. And that was 20 years ago. So I really believe this slide right here sums up some of those statistics from those doctors, because even though we're trying as hard as we can, we're really kind of up against a pretty steep slope, a pretty steep mountain. So a lot of people are surprised to learn that an apple has over 20,000, they've located today, over 20,000 different nutrients present in just one bite of an apple. An avocado has over 14,000, a blueberry has over 25,000. And they've only named 400 of these nutrients in an apple. But what happened was, in the 50s and 60s, we knew we had a deficiency. And at that time, we thought there were only 12 essential vitamins that we needed. We didn't know, there's research that we're learning more recently that there's way more than just 12 vitamins in plants. And so we man-made, isolated, synthetic, put it in a multivitamin and thought it would bridge the gap. But as we know, we've only gotten sicker in the last 50 and 60 years. So we really don't have a vitamin deficiency. We have a whole food deficiency. All of these ingredients that you're seeing right here in an apple, they work synergistically together to either heal you or keep you well from the inside out. So ingredient number 7, ingredient number 2001, and ingredient number 8002 know exactly what to do. And there are two great examples to explain this. There's only 5.7 milligrams of vitamin C in an apple. But when you eat an apple, and your body turns it into the equivalent of a 1,500 milligram, isolated vitamin C vitamin. And that's because your body knows what to do with an apple. And lycopene is found in a tomato, and it's known to fight prostate cancer. But they're finding that when they remove the lycopene from the tomato, it has zero effect on the cancer. That's because that lycopene is working with the other thousands of ingredients to do exactly what it needs to do in your body. So just remember, you do not have a vitamin deficiency. We have, as a nation, a whole food deficiency. So the government, of course, always said 5 a day for a long time, and then they increased it to 7 to 13 servings per day. That's if you're normal and healthy. If you're an athlete or if you're fighting disease, you need somewhere between 16 to 18 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. There are studies coming out saying that within the next 50 years, we will need 30 servings of fruits and vegetables a day to combat the increase in toxicity and to deal with the fact that our food is much more deficient. So a while ago, the government kind of said scratch it all and more matters. Really, there's nobody with the standard American diet that has too many fruits and vegetables. So we all need to do something to help us bridge the gap. So I'm excited, Jess is excited, because at some point in our journey, somebody shared with us this really simple solution called Juice Plus. And Juice Plus is very unique. It was developed by a doctor, Dr. Smokey Santillo, over 30 years ago. And he was more of a holistic practitioner. He helped cancer patients juice. His dad was diagnosed with lymphoma, and he was given 3 weeks to live. And Dr. Smokey wanted to find a way to make his juice more powerful. So he decided that instead of juicing his fruits and vegetables, he was going to take the whole thing with the pits, the peel, the rinds, the seeds, even the leaves whenever possible. And he threw it into a big Vitamix. And of course, he allowed it to ripen on the vine. So it had all of that nutrition that the produce in our stores are lacking. He put it in this blender, blended it up, and what was left over was a slurry. And he took that slurry and he dehydrated it at a cold temperature to preserve the nutrients, and it resulted in a powder. So if you can see my camera, this is just a powdered produce. And he just pumped his dad full of this powder. And he ended up living for 6 more years. And not only did he live, but he had a great quality of life. And it was at that time that he knew that he was onto something. So I want you to take a second to look at this plethora of colors and just know that different colors and different fruits and vegetables do different things in our body. I have been told by people before, oh, I eat a lot of fruit, all I need is the greens. And the truth is that's not the case. We all need more of everything. And imagine what this could do in your body every day consistently, this crazy variety. I have never even eaten papaya, which is crazy. I probably should. Or I didn't even know that bilberries were a thing, but they're in my body every single day, and my kids, and it gives me a ton of peace of mind. So this product is very unique for 3 main reasons. And the first is my favorite. This is food. It has a nutrition label, not a vitamin or a supplement label. I was blown away when I learned that I could open up the capsule and put it in my 6-month-old's food. That's when I knew this was very different. So there's no warning label. You can't overdose. If you can eat a salad, you can eat Juice Plus. It's full of that phytonutrition, not those isolated vitamins. All of those thousands of ingredients in an apple are present in this product. Non-GMO, dairy-free, and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which is a third party that validates that what we say is in our product is and nothing more. It's the highest level of certification you can receive. We've had it for over 20 years. It's also what ensures that our powders are free of any herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, yeast, mold, and bacteria. And that's really important and rare, because even when I buy an organic apple at the grocery store, I'm not certain that it's free of any pesticides or herbicides. So I love that. And then finally, when this product hit the market, people just started having unique experiences. Whether it was blood pressure, blood sugar, asthma, eczema, whatever was improving, they decided they wanted to see what this was doing on human beings with blood drawn. So today, we are the most researched nutritional product in the world with 38 published studies and 9 underway. We have more underway today than ever before. We've been researched at some of the most prestigious facilities: Brigham Young, Vanderbilt, Yale, MD Anderson Cancer Center, and all around the world in other countries as well. We actually are rivaling the #1 most researched pharmaceutical, but of course we are not a pharmaceutical. And our research is amazing, but I'm gonna highlight one study because I can't help myself. This was done at the University of Maryland and published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. And this really was the brainchild of a group of cardiologists, because they know that 50% of heart attacks happen 4 hours after a high-fat meal. It's why Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving are terrible days in the ER. So they took a group of people and they took them to McDonald's, and they fed them a pretty standard McDonald's breakfast, which of course was high in fat, because most fast food breakfasts are. And they waited 4 hours and they measured the constriction in their brachial artery. That's this gray bar right here. So you can see about everyone had 40 to 50% more constriction just 4 hours later, which is crazy to think that your body is working 50% harder to pump your blood through after a high fat meal. That's remarkable. But then they divided the group up into 3. They put 1 on a placebo, they put 1 on our fruit and our veggie blend, and then the last one was on our fruit, veggie, and our berries. And they waited only 28 days. The 28-day mark is this purple bar. They took them back to McDonald's, fed them the same meal, waited 4 hours, and measured their constriction. And you can see the placebo group had a slight reduction. They also had the least amount of constriction to begin with. The group on our fruits and our veggies had 68% less constriction just 28 days later. And the group on all 3 with our berries, they had the most to begin with. They went from about 50% constriction to less than 1%. They had a reduction in constriction of 98%. And the reason why I love this study is because they changed nothing else. They added 6 capsules full of fruits and vegetables into their diet every single day. And this proves what the government is saying, that more matters. Our body knows exactly what to do with fruits and vegetables, and we really just need more of them to thrive. So we also have these delicious shakes. I want you to think of your body like a car. A car needs oil and gas, and both of them to run well. Our body needs micronutrition and macronutrition. The micronutrition is for cellular health. It's those thousands of ingredients you saw that are in an apple. That's where we're all pretty deficient. Macronutrition is the gas. It's proteins, fats, and carbs. If you think of it like a car, you can kind of skip your oil change and your car will still run, but problems are brewing that you might not notice. And that's the same with that micronutrition. But with the proteins, fats, and carbs, the gas that fills up our tank and gives us energy, we have an abundance of that in our country, but very little of it is of high quality. And that's where this comes in. This will actually fill up your belly, and it's delicious. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. It's vegan and non-GMO, gluten and dairy-free. It's low glycemic, so it stabilizes your blood sugar. The number one thing my friends tell me is that it actually keeps them full. And that's why, not because it's full of thousands of milligrams of protein or grams of protein, but because your blood sugar stays stable. It's full of plants, 24 plants, and powerful prebiotic fiber and oligosaccharides. Those oligosaccharides actually help to heal the lining of your gut. And in a time when many people are dealing with leaky gut, this is really, really important. So I love these. And then finally, it's been a year now. As of October, our company came out with our first capsule product in over 15 years, and it's our Juice Plus Omega Blend. So we know that omega fatty acids support our heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. Many people are bridging the gap with the fish oil, but there's a few issues with that. One, they're more toxic. Two, it's not sustainable. And three, many of them are encapsulated at such a high heat that it degrades the quality of the oil. So we decided to skip the fish and go straight to the algae, which is where the fish get their omegas from, and keep it all plant-based. So this is full spectrum, omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9, all from plants, which makes it much more sustainable. And our capsules are cold pressed. So that's what keeps our oil as of a high quality. Honestly, when we came out with these, I was kind of annoyed because I believed we had the perfect product and I didn't know why we were messing with it. But when my anxiety that I would get every afternoon went away, I became obsessed. And I'm crazy about these. My kids eat them every single day and they taste good. There's no fishy burp. They have a kind of an orangey vanilla flavor. So I love these. I really do believe in the power of omegas and brain health now. So to sum this part up, Dr. Richard Du Bois, he's been America's top doc multiple times. He was one of the first of now thousands of healthcare professionals to recommend this product. He says there is nothing available anywhere else in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus does. And that basically sums it up. So at this point, hold on. I want to stop. Here we go. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask Jess to unmute herself and just share her story about why she had a Juice Plus and what she's noticed.
All right. Well, awesome. I was like nodding my head the whole time. So Julie's obviously the expert, but I'm excited that you guys all are here. And, I'm still learning the scientific stuff, but what I do know is what I found is when I was introduced to Juice Plus, it clicked for me. I was never sick, really ever. It's not like I would, even get like the summer cold or the winter colds all that often. I was pretty healthy. I ate pretty clean. But what I did know is that my diet just wasn't where it should be in terms of fruits and vegetables. And, just hearing that our food is more deficient, it's like you feel like you're on an uphill battle. Like how in the heck, A, we need to eat all these fruits and vegetables, and B, when they're at the grocery store, they're not even as nutritious as they're supposed to be. So for me, after learning that, I just felt really overwhelmed, and I'm like, well, here's my solution. And so that's really why I moved forward with it. And then what I have found it's been a little over 3 years, is just, a lot of things. I have a lot more energy. You all know me on this call. I wake up super early at 4 a.m. and don't go to bed till about 9 or 9:30, which is kind of early, but when you wake up at 4, it's a long day. But my energy is always high. I feel like I never feel like I need a nap. So that has definitely helped. But just overall, skin, nails, all that good stuff. Eyesight, used to have astigmatism, that is now gone. I'm not sore when I work out. Just overall, really just feeling good about how my body is operating. But at the end of the day, it's just the peace of mind. I know I wouldn't be able to do it with just food alone. So just all the things that Julie mentioned, it's just, I know that I'm doing something really good for myself, and I really don't know how else I would be doing it without these capsules and these shakes and things like that. And so it's just an easy solution. We worry about a million different things throughout the day even. So this is one less thing that I can take off my plate. And then, you know, it's also peace of mind because I can give derailing as well. But first and foremost, I'm fueling myself with good stuff. And that was just something that I really connected with.
Oh my gosh, Jess, thank you so much for sharing. It's crazy to think that you've been on this for 3 years already. And I love it because Jess did just get it. And that's kind of how I was when I first found Juice Plus. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody just pressed the easy button for me. Because I had already spent years learning about how powerful fruits and vegetables were. It was a passion of mine. Health was, and seeing my mom lose her health. And so the more I knew that fruits and vegetables were important, and then when I learned that somebody put it in a capsule and I could give it to my kids, I thought, oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer. And so I started Juice Plus 4 years ago with zero expectations. I just wanted to prevent disease. And I wish more people thought like that. But I think in this society, we're more interested in what did we see? What did we notice? But what I did find is that my constant sinus infections that I would be on an antibiotic for every 8 weeks, I've now gone 4 years with no antibiotics, and that's unheard of for me. I found that I had more energy. I actually used to sleep in my car at work in the afternoon before I even had kids. I don't know what I was so tired from, but I was. And once I got started on this, I had more energy. My mood was better, which I learned later is because over 80% of our serotonin is made in our gut. So I started feeding my gut well, and sorry, my hair's bugging me. I started feeding my gut well, and my body was able to, to do what it needed to do to make more serotonin. And now it's been 4 years of just good health. I mean, I look at our insurance plan. We save so much money because we don't go to the doctor anymore. And this is coming from somebody who was constantly having to go to deal with just little infections that were coming up. So I love that, and the peace of mind that I'm doing something good for my body and for my kids and for my husband. So that peace of mind is worth it totally. So at this point, we're kind of going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit more about our company, because Jess has decided to partner with the Juice Plus company. So at this point, as we tell you more about what we do, just think if there's anyone in your life who could potentially be looking for another income stream, or somebody who maybe fits the bill of just being really passionate about health or sharing things that make sense. So the Juice Plus company is incredibly unique. There are a few things that set us apart, and the first is that our company itself has been around for 48 years, which is really unique in this space. I only know of 2 companies in our space that have been around longer, and that longevity is very comforting when you decide to partner with a company. But what's really important is that we're on a mission. We're on a mission to inspire healthy living, and we really want people to be willing to share this simple solution, whether or not they're serious and gung-ho about a business, or they're just really wanting their friends to know that they put kale and broccoli into a capsule. So we made it $50 a year to partner with the Juice Plus company because it really is a mission, and we just want it to be easier for people to share that. So with that $50, you get 2 business websites. You get a back office, which allows you to totally run your business and submit orders and track your data and your team. And then you get a customer-facing website where people can go on and look at the research and look at our products and even order directly from your website. You also get company support. So we basically say we share Juice Plus and the company does the rest. They bill and they ship and they collect from our customers. They pay us monthly by direct deposit. They manage all of our data. We carry no inventory because the only Juice Plus that we touch is our own, which is awesome. Every commission level that you hit within our plan is permanent. Again, very unique. We don't want people to feel this pressure like they have to be doing this like crazy. So they want this to fit in with your life, so you can never really move backwards. At the top level of our company, there's an insurance package offered for your whole family. This is comparative and much better than many of the corporate insurance packages. I know we have a few couples who do the business where one of the couple is working for some of the Fortune 100 companies, and the Juice Plus insurance package is better, which is awesome because it allows people to go full time with our opportunity. There are no quotas or minimums, again, because we want this to fit into your life as life ebbs and flows. You can do it part-time or full-time or anywhere in between. For many people, it starts out as a plan B that can turn into a plan A. But it makes a lot of sense because our products are consumable. My 6-month-old son and my 87-year-old grandma take the same products every day. Everybody needs it every single day, and at the end of a bottle, they need more. And that really allows for you to earn residual income. Meaning, 4 years ago, I had conversations with people that are still taking Juice Plus and having a great experience, and I'm able to still earn on the fact that I shared something 4 years ago. So at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen again and just ask Jess to unmute herself and tell us why she decided to partner with the Juice Plus company.
Yeah, so for me, again, you guys know me. I have a day job that I've been with for quite a long time and enjoy that. For me, it's just, gosh, I've just really connected with this. Again, I know what I talked about earlier. It's given myself so much peace of mind, and I'm just in the sharing stage. I'm just passionate about it. I'm like, heck, if I can help some other, woman, mom, daughter, just someone out there just feel like they're doing something good for themselves and feel confident in that, that's what I'm all about. And then, of course, I know, options are good. And so I decided to kind of partner this to give my family some options. So at the end of the day, if I'm helping people by sharing, what it is that Juice Plus is about, the mission, they take one less thing off their plate that they have to worry about, and then it gives my family some options in life. Like, that's a win-win. So that's really why I decided to join. I'm just really connected to it, and again, it's a win-win for everyone involved.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jess. And I couldn't be more excited that she decided to partner with the Juice Plus company. I know when I found the product 4 years ago, my sister asked me to join the business, and I said, absolutely not. Will I ever do one of those things? So I hate to even put that out there, but that's what I thought. But 2 months in, I'd had such a good experience, I decided I wanted to know why. And when I looked into the research, because we barely skimmed over that today, but I really believed everyone deserved to know this was an option. So I started it totally out of passion and the fact that I really believed moms especially deserve to know they put kale and broccoli in a capsule. I'm like, oh my goodness, every mom needs to know about this. And when I learned it was only in 2% of homes, I got really curious. And then the more I learned about residual income and the more I learned about a consumable product and the longevity and the quality of this company,
What are you
I decided to leave. So I leaned into this opportunity. I shared passionately, and within 6 months, it was enough to cover our mortgage. And I was like, okay, this is actually real. So again, I just leaned into a passion, and it turned into something much bigger than I ever anticipated it to be. But I do believe the world is changing. I believe the way we do business is changing. And I believe having to sit, at a desk or, in a classroom or wherever, maybe from 8 to 5 every day, is not always it's not something you have to do. We're so connected. Look at us all here on the phone tonight. This is so cool in our own living room. So I just love the fact that it provides options. It provides options for parents, for just like Jess said, for moms, for daughters, for wherever you are in your life. This provides an option and an income stream. So I love that. And you get to do well while doing good for others, which is so unique and something I was not used to in my corporate job. So I've absolutely loved the opportunity to say yes to this mission. So at this point, we really ask you to do one of 3 things. Number one, if you're pumped up and you're like, okay, health is important. Those stats terrified me. I need to eat more fruits and vegetables. And you're just ready to go to the store and try to do as much as you can. We totally support you in that. If that's where you're at, we want you to make simple changes to help you and your family be healthier. Number 2, if Juice Plus made sense to you and you're interested in maybe getting that into your body or your family's body, reach out to Jess, ask the questions that you need to have answered. We're excited for you to make one simple change. And then number 3, if you thought of anybody who, number 1, may need to hear about our product, or number 2, might be interested in the opportunity to add another income stream, we'd love to chat with you about whoever in your life would be interested in that. So thank you all. I'm going to unmute you all real quick. And if you have any questions, I am going to mute Cassie. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking your time to be on tonight.